That's amazing.
Yeah.
So this is Elijah
Is that
and Patrick. This is
Patrick.
Nice to meet you, Dave.
Meet you, bud.
that go?
My
that
best
go
friend.
I think it finally
Yeah.
moved to bed, but
Yeah, we're right here.
the audio for it.
Okay.
Gotcha.
You're in.
Well, when did you move to? When did you step up or evolve to video? Did you do that from the beginning?
When I went through my entertainment company, I was just been, I guess, savvy with all the AV stuff.
You were video from the beginning.
But
of the
this is
podcast?
Yeah, this is us.
no,
That's him.
Now,
That's
now,
him
on my-
out
on
there.
my
Yeah.
podcast, I have two video from inside the van, which you gotta come see in a minute.
Yeah, well,
I'll show you
that
the
looks like a
studio.
good setup. So you guys travel around with your own show, interviewing anybody and everybody that's interesting.
Whoever let us stop them
Yeah.
so far. Yeah, this is episode 4.
Okay.
And that we started at a brewery. Is kind of where the title came out.
Yeah.
You know, brewed
So you're
and
going different breweries
amused.
around Atlanta.
That's what's going well so far. So far, we've done 2 at NoFo. This is our 3rd show at a brewery, and then we did 1 show in the basement playland of a friend of ours, one of his neighbors.
I was not prepared at all for the remote segment, so sorry. That's why.
Oh no, it's good. Good.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are on some kind of time schedule or anything, don't let me slow you
You come
down.
up here like that?
Yeah, man. I'm just up 140. So this is.
I live 10 minutes up 140.
You're okay. Well, I'm the opposite direction on 140.
Yeah.
So up in Waleska.
Yeah, I know where Lake Arrowhead is.
It's a good little place to call home.
Yeah, it is. Hey, when I was seeing you, I'm like, I know that's him.
I didn't think you'd recognize me. I mean,
No, I can. It's right at the hair, like I said. That's me.
the rosy cheeks are
What a
still here.
great surprise, man.
Well, I mean, sometimes Facebook is good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But not very often, but every now and then when I saw Canton, I'm on my way to pick up this kid from his first wrestling practice.
Okay.
Sophomore at Cherokee High School, and he's about to find out what it's all about. So,
My niece goes there, Grayson Hennessy. She's sophomore.
okay, well,
Parker was he just graduated. He's an Ole Miss now.
is that
He's
your
now an
oldest?
Ole Miss fan. Oh, that's my nephew.
That's your nephew. Are you guys locals? This area?
Coming, Dawsonville.
Yeah.
I'm in Ball Ground
Okay.
just recently
Okay.
for the past year. Actually, I'm from Texas, so from there, but I'm just hopscotching my way through the Appalachians.
Yeah. Well, do you know the story behind Spencer Nix, who started this? Who's the owner and founder of Reformation?
I do not.
He's a pretty cool cat, man. He used to be a pastor, and he used to live in Waleska, and started brewing his own beer just out of for fun. And so the story goes is once a month he'd have all his friends over to taste the beer, and they would just lead into these big kind of field/farm parties. And everybody kept saying, "Man, this shit's really good. Maybe you should try your hand at it." And was it maybe 7 years ago, 8 years ago, he did in Woodstock, and that just Woodstock took off.
That's still there.
Overnight.
Yep.
Oh yeah. That's
Yep.
a flagship. Now, of course, this is the brewery as well, whereas that's a much smaller operation.
Yeah, this place is huge.
When they started redeveloping this, it's like everything in this town is like a 10 to 15 year process.
Yeah.
But I mean, the big debut of when this was supposed to hit the public was like the same month COVID hit, and so it just sat and stalled for a couple of years. But it's getting there now. You see the cornhole tournaments and the Braves games and the big events. Some nice restaurants. You get the office, the Thrive kind of co-working space.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, I mean, it's not McDonald's pricing, but the pricing at the restaurants around here are not through the roof.
We're not Sandy Springs, yeah.
It's not that. It's
Yeah,
really,
it's
it's
not.
like, it's reasonable for what
Yeah,
Yeah, I
well,
was surprised it was a $9 hamburger. You go to Sandy Springs or Alpharetta, $15 all day long. Yeah.
And I tell you, if you got that community burger, that's the best burger I've ever
Right
had.
there, baby.
If you got
Happened
the
today.
Community burger from Community Burger. I've just never had anything like that. I was
Yeah.
pleased to give them
people send
$9.
an invoice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, hashtag community burger. Great grouper.
That's
That's actually what I had was the grouper.
The grouper?
Yeah.
Well, you
Uh,
got the tater tots? I have not had their tater
They got
tots.
they're
They're taters.
huge. They're
Yeah.
amazing. I've
tater
only seen
blocks.
them. I didn't eat them. I'm really trying to weight loss focus. So, but everybody got them yesterday, and I'm like, oh my god, I get to see how they taste.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, guys, I didn't want to hold you up.
No,
Well, hey, throw your name and your podcast down right quick, man.
Yeah, okay.
Get it out here.
So Dave Pastush up in Lake Arrowhead with Path and Post Real Estate, and got a podcast going called Music Mountains and Moonshine. That's the intention is to bring neighbors together, kind of discover all the hundreds of stories that make up Lake Arrowhead from over the generations. It's an evolving story, if you will, and as the suburban sprawl gets closer to the Appalachians and inflation at the inner cities and you name it. People are discovering it, telecommuting especially. That's opened up the doors for all of us in some ways.
COVID says you're welcome.
COVID says you're welcome. I know. Yeah. This is the new normal. Other than the inflation prices, new normal isn't so bad. But it seems like a silly phrase.
Are you on a platform?
Spotify.
You are on Spotify.
I'm
okay,
on
great.
Spotify.
Great.
And
I'm gonna go follow it right now.
Yeah.
I will. I'm actually
Music Mountains and Moonshine.
Music Mountains and Moonshine. The idea
That
is to
sounds
share
like a lot of fun.
share a song, because music brings the world together. I've traveled all over the world, 27 countries, 49 states, and the one universal language, whether you are speaking the same dialect or
Prior service, Navy?
no, just an American vagabond. if you will.
Awesome.
So I got some stories.
Awesome.
under
Arlo
my belt.
Guthrie.
Was that? Yeah.
Yeah.
It just, I came to be, and I realized at some point I need to stop traveling, but you don't ever have to stop being in the game, and you can become a host. So as these websites started to emerge, like Couchsurfers, it's like, oh, that's great. I don't have to go anywhere. I can still, put down roots, because I think I left in '97, came back to this area in '15 to serve at the Goshen Valley Boys Ranch, which is a ministry here in Cherokee County. That's me, baby.
Awesome.
And they have an office here at the mill. They set out to, they've got a couple different missions within the ministry. One is to keep sibling sets together in foster care, right? So often boys and girls have to go to different homes.
split
Maybe
up.
There's 6 of you, or there's 3 of you, and somebody could take 2. So they are partnering with families, individual families within the community, to keep sibling sets together. As you can imagine, it's always going to be traumatic for anybody to be separated from your parents, and so when they get a chance, you get to go through it with your brother, your sister, whatever. You're that much more confident and comforted by that until your parents or guardians can kind of get their stuff together and work their plan. So that's one mission. The other is to help kids aging out of care. That's called New Beginnings, and so for all these kids that age out at 18, okay, we've been in the system, whether
What
it's
do you
6
do?
years or 6 months, what's next? And a lot of us have had some kind of support over the years from that nucleus, healthy family member of some sort. So these New Beginnings partners with them, helps them find the necessary funding, helps provide like life coaches and apartment setups and school grants and etc. Helps them kind of get on their way. And then there's Goshen Therapeutics, which is a community outreach to provide psychological services to a lot of the kids within the ministry. And then finally, what brought me up here was Goshen Valley Boys Ranch down in the up in the Salacoa Valley. That's home to approximately 46 boys. It's 6 homes with full-time house parents. So they kind of come on for 3 weeks at a time, and for 24/7, they're taking care of 8 boys as their guardians / temporary parents. And like I said, some of those kids are in there for 5, 6, 7 years or more, and so you never know. As kids are coming through the door, how long they're going to be there. It could be a couple of weeks, and your job is to love them, guide them, and they go back and forth to Cherokee High School, and they participate in the in the different sports and most we can in the community. So to see how Cherokee County has embraced that ministry is phenomenal.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's great stuff.
There's a lot of partnerships there. So cheers to Cherokee County. Guys, thanks for coming down to put us on the map. And I knew you got an interesting character here. I just I haven't seen his face in a hot minute. I have listened to a couple of your episodes, and you keep me laughing. And thank God for Facebook. Otherwise,
Yeah. Yep. No, before I go, I want to get your phone number for sure.
Yeah.
So, but wow, yeah, Facebook's been very good in that regard, connecting us with people that you wouldn't have ever seen again in your life or known, right?
I ran
People from high
into
school kind of stuff.
an employee from 25 years ago this past spring. You know,
Because of
popped up
Facebook
on
or-
Facebook. Yeah. Wants to be friends, whatever it says.
Yeah.
7. Shit, Tasha, no, shut up,
Tasha's
man.
looking good.
I don't even know. She doesn't have like a modern picture of her, but she was one of the craziest best buds back in the day, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we ran. She was a top dog back in the day. So that was 20, 25 years, something like that.
Jason Sheldon popped up on the map yesterday.
Yeah,
out
you
of the
came back
blue.
in. I said, hey,
That's cool.
I gotta tell
Let's
awesome.
wrap this
Yeah,
up,
let's
man.
wrap it up.
Be
Brews
sure to
and
like
News.
and subscribe.
Dave,
Yeah.
Pastush.
Yeah.
Thanks, brother.
Great to see you,
Thank you,
buddy.
gentlemen.
We'll be in touch, for
Elijah and
Yeah.
Patrick. Yeah.
Good to meet
Pleasure
you,
to
brother.
meet you,
Meet
man.
you, man.
Thanks for-
Yeah, man.
BREWED and AMUSED show for Reformation Canton.
Right here.
How about it?
And
Cheers,
real.
fellas.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Asti Spumante.
Hey,
Yeah, let me give you my number.
I'll text you my name. So you can
I'll just wear that till I get back to the van.
know I'm on the screen.
Oh, you said that. Yeah, you said that.
Get all the breakdown footage here.